Alright guys, we'll kick off the last session. So guys at the back, if you want, there's some computers up here. You guys can travel to them if you want. Just be a little bit easier on us. So we'll go over the geometry side of things. What we'll do, we'll have a geometry for the last session. That being said, if anyone's interested in just having a bit of one-on-one with us regarding their tutorials, just throw your hand up and we'll help you out. So within ANSYS, there are two types of geometry manipulators. There's Design Modeler and SpaceClaim. We're going to be going over the Design Modeler today because it's got a bit of a newer interface and you can do a lot more with it. It is a direct modeler, so we'll be going over what that is. We'll show a little video and we'll pretty much just head straight into the actual tutorials after a demo. So we'll go into, this is just a little bit of clip about what it does.
Why use SpaceClaim as your primary design tool? We'll give you 5 reasons why. Speed. If your starting point is existing 2D data, SpaceClaim is the transition tool of choice. Streamlined tools will rapidly convert legacy data to usable 3D models. What if you're starting from a blank white screen? You'll be amazed at the quickness of SpaceClaim. From the beginning, our vision was about enabling users to breathe life into a virtual canvas, to think an idea and capture it on screen. In short, to design on the fly. Simple. If a design tool is not easy to use, then it becomes a way of life tool. We believe a 3D tool should be so simple that anyone could start learning it. SpaceClaim essentially took all the possible geometry creation and editing functionality and squeezed them into 4 major tools. These tools are predictive in nature and seamlessly take you in and out of commands. This is simple modeling at its best. Flexibility. We believe a 3D tool should let you work on any 3D parts or assemblies. That's why you have full editing capabilities in SpaceClaim. There's nothing to stop you from quickly borrowing aspects of one design for another, but without the need for jumping through programming or software hoops. Because of these versatile tools, you'll never pay a penalty for unanticipated design changes. A 3D tool should incorporate common PC time-saving shortcuts. This makes learning SpaceClaim much faster and easier. Communication. Since pictures speak 1,000 words, use SpaceClaim's live review tool to collaborate in a virtual 3D chat room. Share all of SpaceClaim's functionality and quickly convey your ideas to reduce design review time. SpaceClaim not only makes drawings, but does them brilliantly. Everything you need to convey your ideas lies right at your fingertips. As quickly as you design, transferring models to 2D space is easier than ever. With SpaceClaim's 3D markup tool, colors and automatic dimensional changes clearly illustrate differences between 2 models. And what about creating photorealistic renderings to adequately convey your ideas? Put the finishing touches on any design with a SpaceClaim partner called KeyShot. Even animate the design illustrating full motion and effect. Value. With free online tutorials, our customers are productive in just a few hours. And if a design tool is hard to learn and doesn't provide instant help at your fingertips, then your design process will certainly suffer. With an array of other CAD files available, rest assured that SpaceClaim will translate, open, and edit files from any major CAD tool. We believe a design tool should be all these things and more, and so we designed SpaceClaim with all these values in mind. Imagine, design, make, and realize your ideas faster with SpaceClaim.
So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we can do with SpaceClaim. So we'll go over a couple of the key features. So first is the fact that it's a direct modeler. It's great for rapid concept design and geometry manipulation. So what this means is that we can create some sort of sketch and we can use its tools, so for instance its pull tool, to pull that sketch in and out to extrude it in a way. It's not like your traditional CAD systems, so it doesn't have a feature tree, so I can't go back to that sketch. What I can then do is manipulate, you can move or pull certain faces to change what that geometry is like. So what normally happens, like Sam and myself take quite a bit of time when we've got geometry or models that have come in, and what normally happens is that the geometry may not be appropriate, so we have to spend a couple of hours actually going back and fixing it. So you might have some manufacturing engineers that have made this CAD, but it might not be CAE ready. So there might be surfaces, they're all solids where you want mid-surfaces to do some sheet metal work, or they might have contacts that aren't quite lining up, or things that might be okay with manufacturing. We have small gaps aren't really going to work with CAE. So we've got tools in here to go over and fix all those small issues that will cause you errors. Now, it's all about pre-processing. The more time you spend fixing up the geometry in just the geometry level, the less time you're going to have, the less issues you're going to have in contact, the less issues you're going to have in meshing. It's going to make your simulations faster. It also means you can make everything a parameter. So you can make, say, the length of a component a parameter and see what happens, do a design of experiments of what would happen if you were to change that length a couple of times. So the other thing that it can do, it works with any CAD data. So if you guys have SolidWorks, CATIA, if you've got NX, PTC, Creo, takes all that data in, absolutely no issues with that. Also, if you have any STLs, there's a lot of functionality in here for reverse engineering. So have a talk to us about what exactly we can do with you. Again, it's great because it's got these tools for repairing, preparing, and also optimizing the models. So on the right-hand side, you can see if you've got something like this, it's something you might want to use shell elements for, so there are some elements in there to help you mid-surfacing. If these things aren't contacting appropriately, you can move the elements around, you can extend surfaces. So who are the typical users? So it's, again, you can use this to create geometry, it'll be quick and fast. We can use that to repair the geometry, so we're previously talking about. We'll go over all these as well. Prepare it, so if you have this geometry and you need to do a CAE or even CFD analysis, it can do things like figure out what how big the enclosure should be and isolate the fluid volumes, and it'll actually subtract the solids. So now all of a sudden you've got this internal volume that you can use for CFD. Again, STL files and reverse engineering, we've got tools for that which we can help you go over. And also there are inbuilt tools for 3D printing. So things like creating infill and different infill patterns as well. And as we were previously talking about, it imports any data in, so from different CAD sources as well. So we'll go straight into a small demo. Awesome. So you can see that we've got our structure tree on the left. We've got some options, which they're all changed depending on what context or what action I'm performing. On the top, you can see we've got this ribbon structure where we've got segments taken out for sketch, for editing, and we've also got different sections in there. So for instance, if we want to repair or prepare something. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit escape and I'm going to go into 3D mode. I'm going to create a new plane on the X and Y. So I'm just going to hit Control, select my two axes and create a plane. I'm going to create a rectangle. As you can see, when I hover over it, there are actually quite a bit of shortcuts. So there's a R. So instead of selecting that, I can hit R and it straight away identifies a plane and puts me straight into sketching mode. I'm going to define from the center of the rectangle. And I'm just going to select the middle and pull out. Now I can either pull out to a certain dimension, or if you want, I can just go tab, and it'll toggle through the different dimensions. So I can hit 20, 50, it automatically create that for me. Now I'm going to pull this surface instead, so I'm just going to hit P for pull. You can see there's a shortcut. It takes that 1D, it takes that sketch, creates it into a surface, and again, if you want, I can pull this out, or if I want to go back, again, just Control Z. I can select that surface, spacebar, and just hit 50. If I don't want it to go the other way, spacebar, -50. Awesome. So I want to create some fillets in here, so I'm going to create the keyhole. We've got this edge, I'm going to select the other one, and on the left hand side we can see we've got this round selected. So all I'm going to do is just select, just hold down the left mouse button and drag in. And then, so let's select these two edges. I'm going to take that edge, move it in to the center, and I'm going to pull it in. And what I can also do, I can create a fillet around this edge. So all I needed to do was just double click on that and it'll take me and select all those surfaces. It's again, I can just simply pull it in or just go back, spacebar 5, and it'll give me a 5 mil radius. Now let's delete this for now, I don't want to show it. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to select this surface and select R for a rectangle. It'll snap to that point. I'm going to hit pull. And in this case, I want to revolve it around this surface. So what I can do is I can revolve, I can alt click. If I hit alt and double click along that edge, it's actually going to identify, I want to sweep across that edge instead. I'm going to hit play, and it's going to create that for me. Now, I want to draft these two faces out. So control click these two faces, select alt. So it's that same tool, but now when I'm selecting this surface, it allows me to draft in or out. Select this surface again, I'm going to close this off, again alt, select here, I'm going to press 180. It's going to close that off for me. Now I don't quite like the look of that at the moment, so I'm going to select this inner surface, again just pull it, make that bigger. If I wanted to, I can select these surfaces again, and I can reposition the actual component, so I'm going to use my trident, hit move, I can move it up or down, left or right. So you guys can see how if you have geometry that isn't quite in the right space or you need to do a little bit of prep work, you can go back and do all of that within SpaceClaim. It'll make your life considerably easier. So again, it's a pre-processing tool, so it's going to make your contacts, going to make your meshing easier, and it's just going to make your life just a lot easier in general. So I'll switch over to our computer. So again, as usual, if we go to our training course, FEA, at the bottom, we've got the tutorials we'll be going over. If you press on them, so it'll go to sketch, it'll take you to the actual page. Now, what I've done is that you'll have to just log in your details. So this is on the ANSYS SpaceClaim, so this isn't related to the academic portal, so everyone has access to this. Just give your details and things like first name, last name, phone number and what company you're from, and you've pretty much got your files here. So the download file has both the video and also the geometry associated with that, and play video just plays that video. So you can see on the left hand side we've got the tutorials essentials, so it just goes over the basic tools, the select, the pull, the move, the fill, and also the combine. And then if we go to modules, we've got some different modules that we can look at. We'll be looking at some preps for CAE, so it's again using those prepare functions, simplifications. If you want to do some mid-surfacing, we can also do that as well.